one thing I have on this video alone could cut your stroke rate, could cut your time in half, because what's going on, guys? I'm very excited to come to you again, guys. I have a video for you. I made the ACFT program. It was a great program for everybody who was not on profile. So I was loaded with some questions on what can we do for the alternate events. Being that I road crew in high school for several years, and I've obviously continued to row after high school just because it's a great workout, one of the best workouts you can do for yourself. I know some tips, some good tips that help me lower my time, because you learn all the tricks when you're on a rowing team, because they want everybody on that boat to row properly, and not only that, but to row efficiently. So pay close attention to them, because they probably are the 3 top tips you can have for rowing. Don't be shy to share with your friends. Enjoy. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you also share with your friends, and you hit the subscribe button. Enjoy the workout. All right, let's start with tip number 1. That is full stroke. I can't tell you how many times I see people on the rowing machine and they stop right here. I know a lot of people in the Army don't know how to row, which is fully understandable. But if you look at this stroke, it really is just a half a stroke, where they stop at their feet and they stop halfway. They are only getting half a stroke. What we need to do is we need to concentrate on, 1, extending our arms forward so we can get that little extra range of motion in the front of us. So bring the handles all the way up past your feet, almost touching, if you can touch the front of the row machine. And then we want to pull all the way back. Notice how I'm leaning back and my body's almost perpendicular to the floor. This will increase your stroke by doubling it. So if we double our stroke length, that means we are cutting our stroke reps in half. All right, so if the length is double, now we don't have to go up and back on the slide as much. We can concentrate on our power, and we can also concentrate on our breathing. Breathing is the next step. But look how far the stroke is now. We reach all the way forward, all the way back. We pull to our chest, not our belly buttons, and we try to touch the front of the rowing machine. Let's look at this diagram, and we can see that a full stroke means less reps, which means we will get more meters, we will be less fatigued, and we will get a better score on our ACFT. Look at your old stroke compared to your new stroke. The old stroke, being the red, we were only getting half a stroke, where the green is the added stroke length. As you can see, it is much more efficient and giving us more meters per stroke. Which brings us to tip number 2, proper breathing. Proper breathing is crucial. We want to breathe out on the way back, just like we would with any other rep. We want to breathe in when we're coming forward. Now this is the tricky part. Breathing in means we have to go up the slide slow and controlled. So notice how we will breathe out, just like if we were squatting a heavy weight, we breathe out, or deadlifting something off the floor, we breathe out. Now coming forward, like I said, is very tricky. You have to go slow and controlled, or you will not be able to catch your breath. Chances are you are getting out of breath because you're not going up the slide slow enough. So focus on going up slow and powering backwards. We need to realize that this is the hardest part of the stroke. This is where we are exerting the most energy, is pushing against that fan. So by powering backwards, that is actually the hard part of the rep. The easy part of the rep, where you want to catch your breath, is going up, but going backwards is the hard part, meaning we want to breathe out. So let's watch while we're in motion. You want to say to yourself, power back, breathe out, slow and control forward. Power back, breathe out, slow and control forward. Repeat it over and over in your head This way, we don't lose our breath and we get maximum power per stroke. Tip number 3, we will move on to the fan adjustment. I know what you're saying. What the hell is this thing on the side of the rowing machine? Well, don't let it trick you out too much. The Army will set it up at a level 5. You have levels 1 through 10. Let me explain to you what each level is. You want to think of level 10 as people who are stronger, guys and girls who are bigger athletes. Level 1 would be more for your skinnier, leaner, cardio type of athletes. When you go to the side of the rowing machine, you can select 10, or you can bring it all the way down to 1. If you're in between, go in between. Pick your level. But just realize that if you set it up at a level 10, that means you're going to want to focus more on powered strokes, coming up the slide much slower. And whereas if you're on level 1, you're just going to be kind of ripping up and back from that between your strokes. So pick whatever one is best for you. I lean more towards level 10 because I'm a bigger guy. But again, this is your preference.